What's going on, guys? Let's do this problem 2225, find players with 0 or 1 losses. This is today's Leetcode daily. So I just ripped through this problem in a couple of minutes. I'm feeling pretty good, not gonna lie, so let's work through it. We're given an array matches that contains information about matches between two players. So matches is an array of arrays, or a list of lists, since we're doing this in Python. And the first item in the list is gonna be the winner, and the second is gonna be the loser. And these are kind of like player IDs. So what we want to return is another list of lists, where the first item is a list of every player who never lost a match, and then the second is a list of every player who lost 1 match. So I think the intuition here that they kind of give you in the way they phrase this is focusing on players' losses. So what we'll do is just keep track of players' losses in a dictionary, and we can just keep track of the number of times each player loses. So for like this example, this first match, player 1 loses 0 times, but player 3 gets 1 loss. We can tell from this because they're the second item in this array. Then moving on to the second one, between 2 and 3, player 2 has lost 0 times, player 3 has lost another time. These are tally marks. Then here a match between player 3 and 6. 6 gets a loss. 5 and 6, 6 gets another loss. 5 and 7. We need to also keep track of when players don't lose. We need to add them to the dictionary, even though it's just going to be 0. So after working through it, this is the dictionary we'll end up with every player and their losses. Working through it as a human would do, let's just pick out players who never lost. So player 1 never lost a match, player 2 never lost a match, and player 10 never lost a match. And how many players lost exactly 1 match? Well, player 5 lost 1 match, player 4 lost exactly 1, 7, and 8. And if we go to our first example, we see that this is the answer they were looking for. So let's go ahead and code it up. We can start with just a blank answers, just to remind ourselves what we're going to be returning. 2 lists. Then we want to loop through every match in the matches array. And we can go ahead and assign the winner and loser variables so we don't get confused. So we need to make our losers dictionary. I'm just going to call it player losses. And we want to record every player as we see them. Because of this right here, you should only consider the players that have played at least 1 match. Well, basically, we want to consider every player that's in the matches array, win or lose. We don't want to leave anybody out of the dictionary. So let's go ahead and assign the winner. We just want to keep the value the same or add them. So we're going to use the .get function, which is pretty helpful. This will just return 0 if they weren't in the dictionary, and if they were, it'll just keep the same value. That's a little Python trick. And then for the loser, we want to add them and add a loss to their column. So we can use the same syntax, but increment it by 1. So it'll add them as 0 if they aren't in the dictionary yet, but then it'll add a loss. They also specify that they want us to return the values in increasing order, so we can go ahead and sort. What we're going to do is access all the keys in a sorted. The keys are the player IDs, and we'll just sort it as we access it. So this is what I had in mind for player in sorted player losses dot keys. This will just get every player ID in sorted order. If the player had 0 losses, then we want to add them in the first column, so answer 0.append player. Otherwise, if they had 1 loss exactly, we want to add them in the second list, so answer 1.append player. Then we can just return our answer. Passes the test cases. Let's hit submit. And it works, and we completed our daily for the day. We get some coins. Yeah, time complexity is, I guess, n log n because we're sorting, and space complexity is n because of the dictionary. So it's linear, it's fast, and we did it. I hope that was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.